Look, Mark, I made a spider, Mark. I made him real, Mark. He's real.
Oh, jeez. Why would you do that, Dr. B? That's pretty messed up, you know?
Because I'm evil, Mark. I'm evil. He's gonna do my evil plans, Mark. I'm evil, Mark.
Gotta love the beginning of this video of the Mad Lad Playboy Vampire making this piece image here based off of a joke I did with one of my videos saying that, oh man, this kind of reminds me of like basically Rick Sanchez, but yeah, they did this little joke here. Hello, and welcome back to this video of this special. It's been a year or so since this special came out, but I figured we might as well talk about it now. That is the book. It came from the internet. A game that came during the second year anniversary of 2020. And what's interesting about this is the fact that there's a lot of new stuff that got added with this update, which I'm going to talk about briefly. Some things got added here and there, and some things that kind of got screwed up, but, you know, I'll mention it when we get to there, but I digress. Anywho, there's a few things I wanted to show off too. One other picture. I'm not going to show you the characters because you're pretty much aware of that. If you're familiar, if you want to be curious, check out my Part 0 or Part 1 to this playthrough, and it came over the internet, and you'll probably get the gist of all the characters in here. But this is just in case you've pretty much seen this before. But the one picture I wanted to show off is because this picture, I don't think I'm ever going to get to do this again, and I feel like the body squeezers will never return, unfortunately. So instead, I'm going to show you this image here, which is basically that of our good old Mr. Useless, Mr. Fleshman. And a few images here with like the characters and grandma and everything like that. But there's one scene in particular I want to point out, and this is this scene right here.
Don't talk to me or my spider ever again.
There. Yeah, this image here. What's interesting about this is that this kind of gives off the energy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is that scene with that chick with this cat or dog, and you're just like, I only know him for like a few seconds, and if anything happens to him, I'll kill everybody in this room and then myself. I don't know the gist of the joke, but it's somewhat the same vein. And this image came out like sometime around near the end of 2020, going into 2021. And there's been some added information of why why Fleshman is into Spider. There's a good information about that, and some lore, but I digress. So before we jump into the gameplay, I might as well show you this. This is the content list of what comes in with it came from the internet. It comes with the VHS store, Craftable, the internet cafe scene. Comes with the 3 characters, Bronstien, Mark, and Rachel. It comes with a processor, 2 spider arcades, 2 servers, 3 servers maybe, giant boombox, 2 creepy phone booths, a warp tunnel, a retro supplies, 2 slimy cobwebs, some swinging trees, and 2 spider banners. So basically gives you a little chunk of everything from the event here. So, you know, nice little decorations to kind of dress around your town. But I digress. So let's jump into the gameplay and let's see where this takes us. First up is that of the scene. I'll take you in the beginning of January of 21 before the unfortunate news hits us from the game. This was during the time when Vampire Breath came into the game, and this was one of the special books, that and another one which will be the final chapter to this special revisited special. But we're going to jump into the quest line now and take it from there.
It came from the internet. We have seen stories of all kinds of spooky events that happen within the town we call home, haven't we, player? However, with the advancement of technology, we can finally connect to the World Wide Web. Imagine being connected to all monsters around the world. Case in point, I see the town's moving into the 21st century by the hands of a genius of all things. Let's hope things don't get too sticky.
I have to say, Doctor, the work you're doing for our town to be connected with the rest of the world is remarkable. I still feel bad I can't fully give you something in return to help me out. I mean us. Yeah.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine, really. It's the least I could do for your warm welcome to this town.
Alright, so place Dr. Bronstien, place retro supplies, and place the VHS shop, or the store, which is our craftable, which makes sense. So, what you'll notice is that some of the dialogues have changed slightly, some things have been fixed. I had some assistance with this to try to fix things up because I had some involvement with this or the last scene here. But one thing I do want to make mention of is that at some point, there is some added lore that's got added in here, and there's also some hidden things which I'm going to, and this is the bundle, by the way, that I got from mine, so this is what this looks like. So one thing that's interesting, though, I wanted to point out, is that at some point in the game, there was some drops of some new characters in there, and I was gonna I'm gonna hold off until part 2 because this video is gonna be long, by the way. But in part 2, there's a name drop, and I can guarantee you, and I'll spoil this now, there was plans to have this character pop in along with another update, and the other update in question is something that's been mentioned many times before. But anyways, let's read this. It came from the internet. Enjoy an epic retro futuristic journey at the Internet Cafe with Mark, Rachel, and Dr. Bronstien. A classic book to be inserted, but now let's read the description. Kids in town are hyped up by Mark and Rachel's new game release, Spyder. What no one figured is that Dr. Bronstien, their former teacher, would find in their game the perfect host for his evil master plan. Now, there is 15 parts to this. However, I think that's just the main quest line. It doesn't count Rachel, Mark's, or Brownstein's quest line. Hence why this video is a little bit longer than usual, because it's so much. And yeah, you know what? I don't need many joke shops, so I'm going to sell one, unfortunately, so goodbye that. And instead, we're going to put this in its new home where all the other ones are at. And I just realized that there's not enough space here, so... oh no, I guess I'm going to have to move some stuff. And it looks like, yeah. So I guess we're gonna move some things here and there. Oh, but, I would think that would probably fit there. Well, let's move this stuff. Right, this is gonna be a little bit awkward for me to move things around, but, you know, it's gonna make sense. I'm gonna put some stuff away, because I don't think I need all this stuff, and, you know, it's gonna be put back at some point. So, now that we got that out of the way, now let's go ahead and place the VHS up. And just, you know, clicking on that. Alright, so let's try this. Let's click on the VHS shop. Alright, I got some stuff here. New stuff. Yeah, I guess I might as well put this down here properly. There you go. Again, this has like been a year since I've recorded this, so it's kind of hard looking back into this. I think moving forward too, I'm recording all this stuff in game, so it's gonna be more easier for editing, but also more in context, because then it's gonna be like talking about what happened during the update and be like, wow, this is what I'm talking about, and this is what was on my mind back in the day. So, you know. Anyways, we got this going on here, and just double checking, making sure everything's good, right? And I'm going to put this down, and once I do, the quest will begin anew. And then we'll get some new quest lines to pop in. So let's set this around here, and there we go. Once we click this, it will be done. So here we are.
Good day, with the blessed from Mayor Johnson, I hereby announce the Internet Cafe open! I hope this beauty pleases everyone, and hoping it would help this town get back its reputation. By the VHS shop, your ankle biters can snag a copy of the latest video game my star pupils Rachel and Mark has made during their course in my classes. They'll even make a pre-release beta test open for public on the Internet Cafe shop right next door. Thanks, Doctor. You indeed the man behind all of our creativity.
Ron, we love you back. You've been the greatest teacher.
Alright, we're done with that, and I believe 2 quests have now popped in. Yes, so let's take a look at doctors.
Non-artificial madness. If we didn't already have too many crazy scientists on the loose, let me add another one to the mix. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the famous Dr. Bronstien. You may be wondering what's different from the other loonies in town. Well, they say this guy knows his computers, and the mayor seems to rely on him pretty much.
I'm proud to introduce the person designing the town key for his remarkable research on artificial intelligence that someday will make all of our lives easier.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm honored by such a pristine distinction. I'd like to thank, well, me, for putting all this effort in control. I mean, improving your town. And now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to the lab to get the final touches to the web I've been working on for all of you.
This guy sure is a lab rat, isn't he? Guess you needn't worry about him so much after all. Or do you?
Alright, animate magic laugh, or manic laugh, place some lights down, and get some items. Now, here's something interesting that they did. You'll notice that Mark and Rachel's quest hasn't popped up yet. That's because later on, they'll pop up later in the video. They finally fixed some of this stuff. This was one of the complaints I had with some of the videos, where they just decided to put all the pop-ins later. Like, even my quest ended up doing that. The, the nightmare, the, shot till you drop dead stuff. But this time around, they didn't do that. Instead, they decided to incorporate Dr. Bronstien's quest as soon as you place the first thing down, so all this stuff is here. So, we got some of his old quest backs, but now we've had basically Hack Mark and Hack Rachel. So that's new, and then the Manic Laugh, which is something they added for this thing here. So, let's just a quick look of him, kinda laughing-ish. Also, it's very weird seeing a clip of that one, the scene of the, this right here. Well, what's this? I think someone forgot to edit that stuff out, and now it's a floating piece of particles on the air. Ooh, spooky, scary pixels, unexplained imaginatives. What is this strange phenomena? Who knows? So, we're just going to ignore that. But here's the VHS store. This is the new stuff that has been added to kind of what you need to get in order to get all this stuff. And some of these things I think is a little bit more easier now than it was back in the event. But still kind of much, especially with some of this stuff. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Man, I didn't get proper sleep. Is that normal? That's usually normal for me. Like, no one's surprised by that. But I digress. Now, let's see this here. I believe there are some things that got added to the game, too. I believe the other thing that got interesting is that I believe some of the items, like the web stuff and the spider thing, I think it's unlocked once you get this point into the game. Because I think this is like one of the permanent content stuff that got added. Once that's there, they basically added it into the game so you can buy multiple more if you want. I'm going to put this here for now because I haven't unlocked the land that I needed for this yet. It will in a minute in this quest line, but for now we're going to unlock this here. And, ooh, what's this? So all the characters are needed, like they're Mark and Rachel, but then you get to see Spyder and he's blocked off. That is because you'll need Dr. Bronstien. This was what my theory was way back when this event hit. I thought that Dr. Bronstien was needed in order to get Spyder, but they changed it to dollars. This is why. Because it would be kind of sucky that I only have one character spawn and the other two locked behind a paywall. So I can see where the dilemma was, but still, kind of crappy.
Okay, Reach. We are on the final stretch towards our game release. We need to focus. What's your status?
Yeah, I have a couple of things noted down. I wanted to check. How about you?
Well, the build's pretty stable and will certainly make a hell of a beta test. I do need to check the AI engine and constrain some behaviors.
Did I hear viral? Wouldn't you love to hear that word spread on our game?
Oh, dear Rachel, we'd like that very much.
I do, and it will. This game is legit.
Alright, so have create pump Dr. Bronstien, obtain some version discs, floppies, and get some chips, computer chips. So what's interesting about this is that I've kind of changed Mark's voice a little bit because of Zeke's, the way I did Zeke's, and I was like, you know what, let me do that here. So yeah, as you can see, this is just guaranteeing that these characters here, they fixed it, technically. Now characters that are supposed to transform to there. Now technically, Dr. Bronstien is kind of like AI, like it's a robot AI kind of creature thing that he kind of controls like a puppet tier, but still, it's kind of odd. It's weird. It's like taking a video game character and making him do things he's not supposed to. And me talking while yawning is never always the fun part, but hey. And yeah, just to make sure that that blue one was Mark and the purple one was Rachel, and then the blue and purple one is Spyder, is Dr. Bronstien, aka. But I digress. So let's see this here. Doc Brown looking guy, man, who also for some reason has greet Dr. Bronstien. I don't know why, for some reason the blurriness made it seem like it's a creep, or maybe it's just me being tired. Probably it could be one of the two, actually. I would not be surprised. Man, I'm gonna get so glad afterwards that I'm not gonna have to do this kind of post-commentary thing. Although it was fun, I'm kind of starting to get busy now, so it's kind of getting harder to do this stuff. And logistically, I don't mind doing the voices, that's fine and easy, but this stuff here, especially if they're like hours long, oh man, too much talking, too much editing. I just want to just quickly look and be consistent of it. Kind of sucks because it's not going to be modern stuff, but you know, hey, it's what it is. So anyways, he's done now laughing.
Initializing Spyder protocol.
Protocol initialized.
Deploy worm over town's operating systems.
Worm deployed.
So it begins.
I still love giving the computer voice such a creepy, low-town voice.
Okay, my register is set up. Now, where was I? Oh yeah! The memory erasure program. So x equals square pi over y plus x, and then multiply the factor for 10. That should be around 5,640 milliseconds to get inside a human brain. This means my program will be able to erase human memory in less than 5 seconds. Masterpiece!
So you're the new scientist in town.
And who's asking?
Just a colleague, mate. Gee, this one got a temper, eh?
Yeah, it's very weird. Anyways, place the servers, get blue pills, and animate doing stuff. Oh yeah, and we got another thing here with them wearing masks. And that's the only new thing for him. So he's gonna wear, him and Eric's gonna wear masks, and we're gonna see him pretend to be Spyder, I guess. So look at this cool stuff. Ooh, spooky Spyder mask. Yeah, so we got that going on here. So it's weird that Shock was acting very odd, but this was probably during this time he was making Aaron, and I think after Aaron was created, he kind of acted more like a responsible father figure rather than, you know, Mr. I'm a grumpy puss. Man. But yeah, so there's that. And he's going to wear his Spyder mask, and I think that's the only thing he got going on. Yeah, he does it, so interesting. Now then, give me a sec. Sorry. And now we got Eric's, I was right the first time. Got his animation now, just like Dustin. Him acting like a spooky spider creature thing. By the way, the animation for him kind of doing that wavy thing actually was based off of something from Monsters Incorporated. Yeah, this is a fun thing to let you know, if you can guess which scene that was from. What else is there to talk about while I'm debating about this stuff? A lot of interesting facts, but they're not going to come up just yet. There's just like later on in the videos to kind of talk about certain things. One interesting thing is, I don't know why, normally it would be easier for me to kind of do the computer voice as just typing words and have it just read the text-to-speech like normal robot voice. But this is modern age, so I just use my voice and lowered it down. And then he does his science fiction, making screens and throwing them in the ether, just like some weird futuristic stuff. Why does he do this? I don't know. He's just looking at his pop-up mail. Why not?
Just imagine all these people walking their streets, not remembering the names, the homes, how to talk or even eat.
I think I messed up on the dialogue now looking at it, but I'm too lazy to edit it.
I'll need to keep track of time at all times, because time is the value that can alter the factor. Makes sense, yeah?
Whatever you say, Boffin.
I'll travel back in time and eject the worm on Rachel and Mock's project when it's still being started. I'm sure Mock wouldn't notice the code that makes Spyder turn into malware AI. How? Because, well, maybe I didn't teach him everything after all.
Sorry guys, got no time. You know, it's 5:40. Gotta go. Oh man, that is such a meme. If anyone knows where that's coming from, yeah, I'm in that kind of subgroup now. So, yeah, let's just continue with the main storyline now, while we wait.
So, how you guys doing? How's our technical friend doing in there?
Hey Doc, smooth sailing's over here. I was just having some issues with the AI core, but I think we got it stable now.
Cool. Just let me know if you need any help. It should be like looking at my own code anyways. Haha!
How about you, Doc? How are you liking this town so far?
Well, everyone's excited with all the love we've been showing to this town, and excited with your game release, you guys. Especially, I'm eager to see the AI core in action.
Oh, this is getting very sinister with his thought process.
Oh man, Spyder's so cool looking. I bet not even the masked mutant can beat him.
Why is the masked mutant here? It's supposed to be Libby. That was the joke. My god, they went to try to fix things and they screwed this one up again. Fantastic.
Hey, what did I say? Why is she walking away?
See, I told you. It was supposed to be Libby.
Oh, Eric, there you are. Did you hear about the beta test for Spyder next week at the Internet Cafe? Oh yeah, wouldn't miss it. It looks epic. Hey, let's go to this new VHS shop and check out what other cool stuff they got in there. Sure, I was actually going to look if they had a copy of the Totenator to rent for the night.
Yeah, this is gonna come, make them wear the spider mask and get 2 spider masks, which is easy. Yeah, this is where some of the dialogue gets messed up because Dustin is like, oh, let's look for the Totenator. And then Eric is like, oh, I knew we forgot something. Sorry, I forgot to pick up the Totenator. It's like, okay, wait a minute. It was originally supposed to be you in the first place, but... Alright, whatever, fine. I mean, the story is all over the place, but it's better than what it was. No more, what did just happened? No more of that. No caveman speak. I swear, for the most part. Like instead of the a Jim, it's a him. So that's fixed. You know, slight things got fixed here and there, and things got added in new context. Like something with when it comes to Mr. Fleshman. And what's interesting with Mr. Fleshman is I've decided to change his voice a little bit slightly, especially his alien one. Hopefully people like it. I mean, last time I kind of messed around with this because I started to play around with the idea of having 2 different voices kind of coming in there. I don't know. Let me know what you think because honestly, I wanted to give him more of an alien-y voice near the end, but you'll see what I mean.
That's done. I like these kids, but they'll understand the purpose when the time comes. It's all about the purpose. all need to understand. The purpose.
Alright, the purpose, we get it. Jeez. I think somebody stole your mad scientist role, Shock.
No way! I won't go down without a fight. Who does this shorty think he is anyways?
He's Dr. Bronstien, of course. By the way, what is the purpose? What is the point?
Don't worry, Professor Nobody. I'll introduce myself soon enough. You just go make some popcorn for when the time comes. Ugh! Unbelievable! What a disgraceful devil! I'll get the popcorn and work on something special for you. Yeah. Whatever you say, Grandpa. See you in the future.
Hey, cut it out, you two. We're supposed to be taught the player's scarometer, not scattering power. Now, both of you, get to work.
Who are you calling Grandpa? Grandpa? Let's obtain the AI core, get some spider gloves, and animate the dimensional hopping. Yes, not the special gun that Rick Sanchez has. No, this is something totally different, I swear. Totally original IP, guys. Don't steal. Man, I hope that there is another game like this that comes in the future, because I had so much fun with the references and the lore, and I mean, having me be in there too actually was cool, but, you know, I don't need to be in the game in order for me to actually like it. I just kind of started liking it just because. But now that everyone's out and about and free, let's have the family go ahead and scare some people. Yeah, do the oogity boogities. These tentacle octopus monsters. I think in the original in the book, which was supposed to be why, like, you know, you might be wondering why these creatures start, like, making people lose their memory. It's because it's supposed to be a joke on the fact that viruses usually messes with your computer's memory, so haha, funny meme. And there's also this bit where it's like, oh, well, if you get bitten, you might turn into one too, a web crawler. Can't say the words, it's like being tongue-tied again. That or sleepiness, either or, I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, a web crawler, there we go. And the idea is that it came from the internet. Ooh, but what's weird about it is that this doesn't really have much of an internet vibe, does it? Like, what is this game supposed to be? I always imagined this to be like a Doom clone of sorts, right? You got Spider in the 3D-ish space, right? Into 2D plane. And I only imagine that you're actually, like, on the internet, quote-unquote, surfing the web. And then eventually you come across the evil spider character. And its nest of its egg spawns, and, you know, going into the nest, as it were. Oh man, they probably have some stupid puns there too. Like, you know, they probably, man, I'm trying to think of any other puns in the internet stuff they would have there. Oh yeah, you know, you probably play as a mouse. Why not? You know, and you have a keyboard as a weapon. Because it's so stupid. I can imagine that being the case. It's so dumb. But oh god, just imagining all this stuff. And you know, this would be funny if actually Playboy Vampire watches this and thinks, I have an epiphany. I'm gonna make what the Spider game would look like, and then they'll be like, oh great. If he does do that, then I'm totally going to put in part 2, but there's no guarantees what will happen, right? I'm not saying any much. There is another joke he did with Spider, which is about with being him and being a gamer, but I'm going to save that for part 2. And it's going to be weird because it's going to be like jumping with the clip, and then after the fact, it's going to go into gameplay. But then I'm also going to be showing off the actual stuff. And something interesting to point out is that when the next part comes in, there was an error when it comes to the actual editing bit. So, yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff edited before we actually jump into the actual game. But that won't be for part 2. So I'm going to worry about that when we get to there. For now, we got part 1. So let's go ahead and play through this.
Hey guys, anything you're looking in particular?
Hello. Yes,
Excuse me, are you Miss Rachel?
Yes. may I know who he's asking?
The name is Fleshman. Agent Fleshman. And I'd like to make you some questions, if you don't mind.
Damn. What's the deal around here? Did the guy say Rachel? Isn't one of Spider's devs named Rachel?
Agent Fleshman. Also, this is where the cringe comes in.
Oh my god, Rachel. I'm a big fan of Spyder. There's a big hype around town towards next week's beta.
Oh, thanks. What were those questions you wanted to ask?
Uh-huh. Oh,
Yes. Back to business. I would need a copy of this software to double-check that follows HorrorTown's private policy.
No one mentioned that before, but I guess. Here you go. Just avoid the spoilers for anyone, please.
Yes! Thank you, Miss Rachel. I will get back to you with an approval response.
Hey, Mark? Some weird student guy called himself HorrorTown Anti-Privacy Inspector asked me for a beta copy. Do you know anything about this?
Yeah, anti-piracy. Okay, yeah, nice. That's a new thing that got added to HorrorTown, despite the being in the dark ages of, like, dial-up internet cab, and you hearing that, you know, that type of dial-up noises and whatnot. What the other thing too is at some point it's like, oh, I put this the disc you asked for, Dr. Bronstien, your little hidey hole over there, and I'm like, why does he need one? Doesn't he have a copy of it? I'm assuming he just kind of like I don't know. I'm assuming that he needs it just to be able to control the thing. I don't even know what the whole point of it is. Like, again, he is okay. You know what? Why am I trying to make sense of something that is supposed to be a mad scientist and? You know, R.L. Stein's best. Don't think about it. I am going to miss saying that. I really am. That was probably one of the best jokes, running bits, of bringing up R.L. Stein's Don't Think About It. And, again, that movie isn't bad, if anything. What's funny is that it was, I think, the first of the Haunting Hour stories that actually became before the Haunting Hour became a show. So that was like modern day Goosebumps back in 2010s, and that was like, ooh, spooky because it's a lot more darker. I'm kind of curious about this new show that Goosebumps has. We don't really know anything besides, oh yeah, there's a director and the producers involved. Oh, cool. Anything else you're going to tell us? This is the Goosebumps 20th anniversary after all, and yet you're going to tell us nothing? Diddly? You're going to tell us diddly? Diddly. Diddly squat. That sucks. Give us a new game. How about that? Why did you make this game die? You know, I had fun with this game. I had fun making, like, the quotes and going like, hey, you know, just so you know, this is what this new thing's about. Here's some facts. Here's some cool things. Here's some funny memes. No anymore. Goodbye. Because money. That's the root of everything. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is, right? I get a close-up of these two as their spooky squid forms floating around and giving the oogity-boogities. Yep, and then Jack, of course, goes, nope. Man, this update. I really, for the most part, I'm just gonna say this right now. I don't hate developers and all. And the developers are fine. They're cool. I don't mind them at all. It's unfortunate that this had to happen, right? This whole case. It really does suck. But at the same time, you know, I get it. I do. But, you know, how long until a new game comes in that's gonna be like with the Goosebumps property or a game like this? My hope is a new game that they got going on right now in the Pixowl development studio is that it's gonna be a replacement for this. I came across some concept, but I don't know if it's actually true.
What? Oh my god. This is getting weird. Alright, let's meet at your crib and talk about the next steps. Doctor, I've got what you asked for. I dropped it by your binnacle. Ha ha ha! Excellent, Mr. Fleshman. Now, as promised, you'll gather with Spyder on the streets of HorrorTown to terrorize everyone's last neighbor. That, sir, would be a dream come true. Right. I still don't understand why you were so willing to do this in the first place. I have my reasons.
I cannot let this human know my real reason in helping them. This creature looks so cute. It reminds me of my pet back home. How I miss him.
Now we've gotten some context of why, but give me a sec.
There's an untested Spyder copy out there, Rachel. This is looking bad.
Would you just chill for a second? I have an idea. Let's play cool. I'll swing by out again by the VHS shop as normal.
How's that supposed to solve our leak? Another one?
Relax! Perhaps if we leak a demo to these kids.
Hey, lady! I found her, Eric. Come!
You can call me Rachel. Hey, actually, follow me to the back. I'll show you something.
Alright, place the Spyder arcade, get some blue and red pills. And there's your first change of explanation. The reason why he was acting the way he did was because Spyder looked like a cute puppy or something. Like an alien puppy back at Squeezer's land. Wherever that's supposed to be. And I can only imagine. Like, imagine that looking, ugly looking thing, and they're just like, you know what, I can see why it's so cute. It's a big doggo, right? That's the context, and that joke with him making fun of the whole. It reminds me of that one scene from Reno 9/9, which is I'll murder everybody in this room if anything happens to him because I only knew him for like 5 seconds. That's literally it. That's the reason. It's like, imagine doing all this because you thought a cat was cute. It's that dumb, right? But I love it. That's one of the beauties of this context, is trying to fix why Spyder would do this so willingly out of nowhere with the Squeezers. But now we know. Apparently, Fleshman has a pet back at the Squeezers' land home, and it's somehow it looks like Spyder. That's very strange, very weird. But after seeing what do you call it, Playboy Vampire drawing them the way they did, I can see why, because even derpy Spyder looks cute. God, it's so disgusting, slimy, and God, I can only imagine, man. How messy would that thing be in real life? Like, really. In fact, that's not too far-fetched, because I think one of the endings was that one of the girls, Rachel, I think it might have been Rachel, but Rachel, she's like, hey, I'm going to keep it as a pet, right? And, the cure for memory is to eat ice cream or take a bath or something like that. I don't remember exactly what was the context, but yeah, I vaguely remember. It's like, oh, it's cute. I want to keep it as a pet. And I'm just like, really? You know how dangerous that thing is? It's like, it's not its fault. You just scared him. It's just like, okay, but it's a dangerous creature. But whatever. All right, roll my eyes. All right, fine. Giving context. But yeah, man, this is giving me post vibes, because this was taking place way back in January 21st, man. And it's almost the end of January now, of the new year. So, lots of times has passed, man, since this whole thing. And I've been sitting on this for a while, because I was getting all the backlogs done. And now, I can happily say that this is going to get finally completed. So, fingers crossed on that. Let's complete this quest.
Wow, I can now see why you wanted to get this, Dustin. But how are we gonna play it exactly? We don't have a proper setup.
So, did they have a copy of the Tornator or not?
Oh, I knew I forgot something. Sorry, Selma. I was distracted with the game we just got. Yeah, it's a new Spyder game.
What? How did you brats get your hands on this? Spyder hasn't even come out yet. Billy, come see this quick.
Looks like my plans just fast forward. And I didn't even flinch. I think I'm gonna like this town.
I think if it said, oh, damn, we forgot it would have made sense.
Well, we're planning a LAN party with Billy in the internet cafe tonight, so this is serious business.
Can't we go? I mean, we got the game, so,
Damn it! I wasn't expecting to be aware of 2 underage backpackers on an RPG grinding night, but well, it's been so long waiting for Spyder. Alright, but you better do as I say. If you don't, we keep this demo and we kick you out.
we swear it, Selma. By the masked mutant's sake, that's how serious we are.
Hey! What's that bringing me up again?
Okay, in that context, that makes sense to see the masked mutant like that, but still, why did you mess up the Libby thing? I'm still kind of annoyed by that, because the joke was that Dustin didn't know Libby was the masked mutant. Eric does, but not Dustin. So, you know, him basically insulting a masked mutant when he's right there, that made fun, right? That made sense. And then, you know, this scene here is like, hey, why are you bringing me up again? Like, that makes sense, right? Because he's off to the corner somewhere. God knows what he's doing over there, but, you know, being a menace to society. Man, I'm so bummed that we don't get to see we don't get to see Dr. Eek, we don't get to see Dr. Maniac, we don't get to see any of this stuff. I mean, Dr. Maniac would have been cool to actually try to see how they implement him into the game, right? Like, is he gonna be like some character in our game gets added and gets new stuff? Don't get any new townspeople. We don't get any new monsters. You know, it sucks. The only new one we got was Miss Eakins, but even that doesn't count because she's not really a monster. I mean, they turned the kids into monsters, but still, that was a dumb ending, by the way. This is the whole, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just eat the candy that turns to the monsters, and let's just accept our fate. Let's end our reality. And I'm sure it would be like, oh, that was just a story, right? Oh, but it's that's the canon ending. That's the end of the world ending. At least it ended, I guess. But still, that's kind of a weird way to end it. Also, I feel bad for Miss Eakins because then it's like, oh, well, God, if no more candy, then that means you die. Candy is like a drug in there now that I think about it, right? Gang, wow. She's just going to be supplying the town with candy and, it's Halloween Town all over again. Actually, now that I think about it, wasn't there a movie called Halloween Town? Yeah, there was like a trilogy of them, or like either there was 3 films or 4, I'm not sure, but I remember there was a movie called Halloween Town, and it's weird because it was like this girl who had a grandma, I think it was a grandma, but it was somebody in the family who was related, and then they ended up turning into a witch, or was a witch, and it turned into this place, it goes into a place that's Halloween Town, and weird phenomena and shenanigans happened there. Again, it's so long ago, but I vaguely remember there was such a thing. It's not a fever dream, I know it exists. I just never, for the life of me, remember watching it. And then, probably looking back now, I'd be like, wow, man, I remember this. This brings me back. This brings me back, man. So long ago. Lost in time. But, it's what it is, right? Oh yeah, and this ended just like that for some reason. Why? Who knows?
Man, this setup is taking forever. Why can't I just play the game now? I'm sure it'll pay off. I'll be right back to see if everything's cool with Spidey. Don't touch anything till I get back. Hear me? Fine. Just hurry back, will ya? Can't wait all day.
Warning. Virus detected. Do you wish to get rid of it?
Hey, Eric. Something's wrong with the computer. Let's switch to another one.
Oh yes, the time has come.
Yeah, so that's his new voice, by the way. Get some red and blue floppies, read the Scarometer. And I could have sworn there was an ending that led into that one. I don't know if they just cut it out because of context or like what's going on there, but yeah, that's unfortunate. And yeah, we're getting closer to the end of this video. We still have a few more things left, and the excitement will begin. The part 2 will be when things go down, right? When things start to happen. And we get to see Mark and Rachel's story when it gets to part 2. And in Rachel's case in particular, they actually added a new line, which was the character I mentioned before of the little hint. And then with Mark, they actually had an ending for Mark's story, which actually would lead into explaining the whole having a demo be leaked into the what Dr. Bronstien wanted to have. But I assume, now that I'm thinking about it out loud, probably what happened was he wanted to get that copy, the one that had the virus on it, but he got the normal copy, and the virus copy was given to the kids, I think.
Like if I needed a wooden doll to tell me how to control this town. Haha! Let's see what we've got here.
Injected worm into town OS. Check.
Traveled in time to correct student's project. Check. Set up Spyder's AI behavior. Check. Eat the popcorn that Professor Nobody made for us to enjoy the show. Haha! Check. Hey, you pay for this. Trust me on that one. Now, pass me the popcorn, damn it.
I did that edit with the last one.
The time has come to ask you. HorrorTown! Are you ready to feel the unknown face of fear? Start running from your memories, because when my virus catches you, the last thing you'll remember is Spyder's eyes. That. Oh, I just turned you into a web crawler, depending what the mood strikes.
Now, rise, my beautiful virus.
And what I meant was the computer voice. I decided to change with Dr. Bronstien typing and checking because it sounds more logical to have that be the case instead of the computer just being the computer and having a voice like that. But yeah, interesting things indeed. I did like how I decided to make the logo for It Came From the Internet. I think I did a pretty decent job despite it looking amateurish. But hey, it's better than the Goosebumps HorrorTown logo. I'm still annoyed by that. At least with this, it's, you know, with this edit, it makes the story not bad. It's no longer a mediocre mess. Now it's pretty good. Now it's a pretty good story. I like it. Weird to have it be the anniversary, but it's what it is. Also, the prize makes sense this time around too.
A virus, huh? If I want to get rid of it, well, I know that's bad, so I'm gonna click yes.
Executing malware.
Yo, we're back with the router for an epic LAN party! Woo!
Installing 17%.
Dustin, what did you do?
Installing 42%.
I love that dial-up internet music, but don't worry, it gets more of it.
Billy, cut the power down now!
That appeared to do... nothing? What should we do?
Installing 65%.
Hey, don't you adults put this on me. You left me here all alone with these cursed computers.
Installing 96%. Initializing Spyder.exe.
And here we go. Play the Internet Cafe, obtain the AI core, obtain viruses. Like, we've been basically playing this scene a bunch of times already, but we're doing it again, because why not? So, that's it. That's the end for this quest, as far as the quest line dialogue goes. And now it's going to be basically gameplay until we get to the end scene. But we got some stuff going on here. Something for Grandma. Yeah, so we just got that going here. And we're gonna get this, and hopefully we're gonna complete. Let's do this scene here, because we need to end this with them just going around town spooking everybody for like the 5th, 6th time now. At least we got this now finally, but unfortunately it's like we don't got all the scenes, which is unfortunate. If you've seen my part 10 collection, my final collection video of 2021, you'll probably understand why. Basically, there's 2 scenes we didn't get to see or have in the game physically, and that was the one introduced for Chicken Chicken, and the last one, the 12th Scream for Christmas. You know, the last one we got, the Halloween one, that one actually consists of having it. It's kind of unfortunate that they didn't come with a book, because that was based off of the Full Moon Fever, but still, the fact that we got an update there, I think everyone loved it. But the problem is the game was on such a long hiatus without any updates or anything to keep people consistent, that the game just died. And that was the unfortunate thing. There was no improvement after working so much. So that basically sealed the fate of the game, which is sad, you know, because I guess, I don't know if you can blame what happened in 2020 with the whole pandemic, if that had something to do with it. Maybe. It might be something else entirely. It wasn't. I don't think it's, regardless, it's just a bunch of stuff, just looking at the past and thinking of what's to blame. But, you know, it's what it is. But yeah, we'll end it there for now, and we'll continue on with everything but part 2. So we'll see what happens next. So, what do you think? Do you think Mark and Rachel is going to solve this scenario with Eric and Dustin? Will they survive Dr. Bronstien's revenge, whatever that be? Why? I don't know. But I'll see you next time with whatever Goosebumps HorrorTown got for us, where they came from the internet. So until then, make sure you keep your memories in check.